Good afternoon, everybody. Since Rob don't want to play the music, or he is, and he doesn't realize it's not playing.
I'm like, I was waiting for the video.
Yeah, I was behind on that. Sorry about that. I hit the thing too late.
What's going on? Yada yada. Midnight's Edge After Dark. How's it going, everybody?
It's Monday. For fuck's sake.
Monday. As we head into our second week of America under lockdown. Today, the lovely and talented Rosario Dawson is playing a fan favorite. That big fat dude who's in all J.J. Abrams stuff. Yeah, Greg Grunberg. Yeah, he pours cold water on Rise of Skywalker director's cut. Could season 3 of STD be delayed to an actual STD? Why Star Trek Picard isn't using lore? Box office takes a hit. Animal Planet airs puppies and kittens for 94 straight hours. James Bond, Lashana Lynch stars in a new ad, co-starring her teeth, and a whole lot more. I am, of course, your narrator supreme, Mr. Rob Robashlam. With me, as always, Mr. Tom Connors.
Hello.
And joining us once again, the one, the only, our resident physician. He plays a doctor on TV, the script doctor.
Hello.
And joining us once again, of course, is our favorite YouTuber. She's not joining us.
I don't know.
MESB Tony, Bammy Sagi. She's an OBE and Earl making a earlobe.
Smoking opium? What? You really need to get better internet. I can see. I couldn't even understand that.
Miss Becca Random. Okay. This lockdown's really hard on everybody, But I'm telling you, I really do feel bad for a couple people out there. You know who this is particularly hard on?
Madonna. Madonna went crazy.
Frank and Kathy. Madonna went crazy, but this has got to be hard on Frank and Kathy. They have to be together now, in the same room.
There's no law that says that.
Frank, this house is only so big. You can only go into so many rooms before I find you.
This house is literally bigger than any school I've ever been in my entire life. Like, we have 500 rooms. Can't you go clear to the other end of the house and leave me alone to do my cocaine and watch pornography?
Oh, Frank, what do you see in those girls that you don't see in me?
A lot.
I have all the same parts that they do.
Yeah, but theirs are working.
Oh, God.
The great Frank Marshall, everybody. We'll check back in with Frank in a little while. All right, hey, Keith, what's going on? Mad Cheese and Jack, Captain Colum Blasto, Annabelle Morales Sanchez, A Dude's Thoughts, Mary, hi, Mary. Just literally Mary, not no other name. She goes by a mononym.
Like Madonna?
Yeah, like Madonna. I sent you that video of Madonna on Howard Stern show.
Yeah, but then did you see it was ironic or is that why you sent it to me? Because I retweeted her Corona tweet.
Yeah,
where she's like in a yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Is that even Madonna anymore?
No, it's not.
Or is that supposed to be Madonna? I think that's what I tweeted.
For those who miss sports ball, actually, NBC Sports is rebroadcasting the Eastern quarterfinals.
When did Madonna turn into a Chinese boy?
I don't know. When the last time she had plastic surgery?
I don't know, but she got drunk and can't sing anymore. So.
You said that's the thing. You're under the misconception she could sing at one point.
Yeah. I mean, they always could work magic with studios, even in the '60s. But
yeah, I'm sure a lot of her stuff. That's the thing. Is the funny thing with her? I heard was she was a much better singer before the lessons.
Oh Lord!
Hello there.
Hi.
We have
Stig
a Kenobi.
What's this about?
I don't know.
This is
What
Midnight's Edge After Dark.
Oh, I just clicked the link.
That helps.
It does help.
Hope all
What's
of you
going
are well today.
Everybody's going a little stir crazy, and it rained all afternoon, so I couldn't even get out and go out for a little exercise. So it snowed this morning. So rain, snow. All that's left is
We got rain the other day.
all that's left is plague of locusts and frogs.
The locusts
we
are
already
in
got them.
Africa. Yeah, we had those
Yeah.
this summer, didn't we?
No, and they're a couple of days ago.
We had those in Vegas. Remember?
I
No,
was
they
gonna
got
say-
them in Africa like 3 days ago. Massive locust swarm in Africa and the Middle East.
Yeah, but when we were out in Vegas, weren't they just getting done with the swarm? Because there was just before that. Yeah, because I remember I'm like, oh great, we're going out to Vegas and they're getting swarmed by locusts.
Yeah.
You know what they call a swarm of locusts in Africa, in Egypt? Tuesday.
That sounds
So-
like a Steeg joke almost.
I
Almost.
know. Do you know why the mummy was all stiff?
Why?
He needed a chiropractor.
Oh, go Steeg, go! Did you get that
All
off
right.
of a Laffy Taffy?
No.
He did too. No.
Butt munch.
So how you been, Steeg? You're on lockdown over there in Norway. For those of you who don't know, Steeg is also from Norway, so we got a thing for Norwegians here.
Yeah, it's the weather is getting nice. It's starting to feel like spring.
Wow,
No snow or ice or anything.
there you go.
That's good.
So yeah,
I have a fan in chat.
you have a fan.
You do?
Which one?
Who? Batmanuel?
Batman. Well, he's always a good fan. We all love Batman. Well,
I only have Tom as a fan.
no, you got like 3 or 4.
Oh, I'm a fan. Your last top 5 was great.
See,
Oh,
I
so
told you.
You watched it.
Yeah, number 6 was particularly funny.
Was that the one I did to trigger the comic book people?
Yes.
Well, with things being the way they are, in the world today, with the situation, people, of course, are, resorting to things and doing things they wouldn't normally do, I do have something to share with everybody. This is, rather messed up. I mean, there's nothing really visual on it that's that bad, but it's just what it's about, and it just goes to show the depravity of what people have gone to at this point, and just for frivolous things like toilet paper, or however you want to put it. I don't know if that's necessarily frivolous because it's a need, I suppose, or I don't know if you call it any. What would you call it?
It's pretty darn useful.
Yeah, I think you need it, I guess, in a
Oh.
point.
Sounds like people are on a roll about that.
Oh. But yeah, so just how crazy things are out there. I got to share this with you guys here. I don't know if you saw this or not. Make sure the volume's up.
People, shit's getting real. I was outside here a while ago, and this crackhead girl come walking up the driveway here. Walks up, kind of snuck up on me, scared me a little bit. And she told me that she'd give me a blowjob and a donut for a roll of toilet paper. Well, I guess she come off the parkway. I don't know, but when she left, she went right over there between Matt's fence and the barn and was headed over towards
They're
the house.
fake. There's a whole bunch of these going
Warning y'all.
around.
Yeah, there's a few of these going around.
Yeah.
White people, shit's getting real.
That was a good one too, but yeah, the same joke here. So yeah, kind of thing. This one's with a cookie and a guy wanting to see her boobs.
Spoiler.
Yeah, but I wanted to share that with everybody.
That's funny, yeah. Just trying to get a little laughter oh Lord. Little laugh.
I think it's good if a lot of people try to cheer up and just have as much fun as possible these days.
Oh yeah. So All right, let's dive into some news, shall we?
Isn't it ironic though that people are stockpiling toilet paper so they will have backup?
Good one. Very good one.
Can I read the last thing I typed?
Yeah, sure.
I have somebody who loves me. So Phil Fanman says, Mecha random Florida too ugly old fat girl derper derp stinker jealous of Brie Larson derper derp because she's lame and pretty derper 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 derp. And was so bullied at school for being the fat ugly stinky girl derper derper derp burp. Do you
Looks
also
like,
have mail? Ed? Do you also have mail?
Looks like the person also failed English because his grammar is all over the place.
It's so sweet that they let people who are severely autistic allowed on a keyboard like that.
How dare you
stunningly
talk to me
brave
that
of
way, you third-rate
You
top?
are the stunningest, and here, let me turn the camera. You are such a sweet, stunning, and brave little person to get on your keyboard like a big bad adult. Thank you so much for being a contributing member of society.
This,
Alright,
most people have their ups and downs, but this guy
Oh,
certainly
wow.
just have downs.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. This is going to bring a lot of joy to people. One of our favorite people in the world has just sent us a super chat. Mexican Iron Man, $9.99. This week in comics news, Rob Shlomo, Mexican Iron Man, realized they could sell more Green Lantern Mexican Iron Man crossover comics compared to all of Marvel's new woke line. I'm willing to give Mexican Iron Man his own comic. Let's make that happen.
Mexican Iron Man, he already deserves one.
Yes, he does. He certainly does. Mexican Iron Man's got it, man. He's
Oh, we already found a villain. Florida Man. Remember Florida Man?
Florida Man.
He'll eat your face off.
Oh, with
Oh,
the
yeah.
bath salts and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember those.
Oh, speaking of eating the face off, I watched Batwoman last night. Oh God, it's terrible.
Why did you do that?
I made him.
Oh,
Wait, you watched Batman what?
Batwoman.
Batwoman.
We're still like 2
Batwoman.
episodes
Oh.
behind, but yeah.
Batwoman. She's a woman. The Batwoman.
Yeah, he wants to watch that instead of Red Dwarf, which is actually good. Speaking of, we got another
Oh, we
trailer
watched Red
here.
Dwarf. Yes.
I have
Yeah,
nothing
I heard
against
about
Red
that.
Dwarf. All right, let's talk about Rosario. Do we want to talk about Rosario Dawson? It's been officially confirmed now. Yes.
yeah,
No?
we can
Maybe?
do that.
Okay.
All right. Variety is actually running with this story, which means they're pretty much confirming it, aren't they?
I'd say Hollywood Reporter did. I think they broke it.
Mm-hmm. Rosario Dawson to play Ahsoka Tono in The Mandalorian.
I don't know. I can only find the Hollywood Reporter one.
Variety is bringing Rosario Dawson has joined season 2 of The Mandalorian in a role which will have Clone Wars fans brimming with excitement. And I just clicked away from that for some strange reason. Son of a monkey. Come on, back on the browser. Let's go. Okay. The Briar Patch star, never seen it, has been cast in the guest starring role of Ahsoka Tano. Variety has confirmed Tano is Anakin Skywalker's apprentice and one of the central characters in the popular animated series, The Clone Wars. This will mark the character's first live-action appearance after being voiced by Ashley Eckstein on all 7 seasons of The Clone Wars, the final season of which is currently airing on Disney+, which a lot of people have canceled. The season 2 of The Mandalorian is slated to drop on Disney Plus this fall after showrunner and creator Jon Favreau confirmed that a second season was on the way late last year. Favreau also previously revealed that Carl Weathers, who plays Grief Karga in the series, is set to direct an episode of its sophomore season. The series is set after the fall of the Empire and before the emergence of the First Order, following the travails of Mando, Pedro Pascal, in the outer reaches of the galaxy, far from the authority of the New Republic. Season 1 ended with Mando flying off in search of Baby Yoda's home planet. Precisely how Dawson's Tono fits into the equation will be interesting to see, especially given all the events that take place between the end of the Clone Wars and the fall of the Empire. The Mandalorian is the first Star Wars series to end on air on Disney Plus, and the Mouse House has 2 other series from a galaxy far, far away in the works, namely a Cassian Keyboard series starring Diego Luna reprising his role from No One that nobody cares about, and an Obi-Wan Kenobi series with Ewan McGregor reprising the iconic role that Kathleen Kennedy put the kibosh on. The series executive produced, okay, yada, 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 nobody cares.
Pretty much.
There's no follow-up. Yeah, no follow-up that Brie Larson is actually crying now, and her people planted the story about her being Mara Jade.
We'll get to that.
What do you think?
She wasn't going to be Ahsoka. She's a movie star. She's not going to settle for Disney Plus for a guest star in a TV show about a white dude. No.
I want a lightsaber. I want a lightsaber.
Yeah, she wants one in a feature film. She's not gonna sell. She wants one in a feature film. They're gonna give her High Republic. I can guarantee it.
I
have 3 problems with this.
Okay.
First off, well, the casting is good. Fine with that, but
okay.
Favreau and Filoni, when they announced the show, said that the show would have nothing to do with the Force or the Jedi. It would be separate from all that. And now Filoni's putting his waifu Ahsoka into yet another show. It's like he can't do anything without Ahsoka.
Well, to be fair, it's only probably going to be 1 episode, and because it's just
probably going to hand off Baby Yoda to her.
Maybe not. I was thinking maybe a flashback. Maybe that's the Jedi he met a long time ago, which is why he knows about Jedi or whatever, possibly.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, it's the armor that knows about the Jedi. Yeah.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Secondly, she's a giant plot hole in canon, because where was she during the old trilogy?
Well, she didn't
that
exist.
was an issue with the last episode of Rebels, because she was featured at the very end of that.
Well, and that's why Lucas wanted her dead in Order 66.
Yeah,
but Filoni brought her back. Yeah.
Yeah, Filoni actually bragged about lying to Lucas in one of the documentaries on the Blu-rays. He was showing Lucas episodes that he had left scenes out of, so Lucas would approve of them, and then he put the scenes back in afterwards. You guys are a piece of shit.
She wants a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, how did she survive the purge? How did she? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of questions.
Well, she was probably in hiding, and probably Luke brought her out of hiding, is what they'll end up saying. Is my guess.
I don't know, but if
what would that meeting be between her and Luke finding each other? That would be interesting.
Yeah, and since Yoda met Ahsoka, he spoke to her as a Force ghost in Rebels. How the hell can he keep saying that, Luke is the only hope when Ahsoka...
Well, he did say there was another, so it could retroactively mean her, even though...
No, that was Leia.
It was supposed to be Leia.
Actually, it wasn't even supposed to be Leia in the original story, because Leia wasn't the sister yet.
No, it was the other sister being trained by another Jedi Master on the other side of the galaxy.
Yep. And then they just
for their own
mixed that
trilogy.
idea.
Yeah.
I bet you they're going to change it to Rey now.
Well, if Yoda says there's another, I can accept it being Ahsoka, because if she be a trained Jedi who's still out there, and he's more than aware that she's still out there, and she's probably capable of doing the job, but it's not his first choice, is what you could kind of retroactively expect. And I'm not trying to make excuses for it. Honestly, I've seen the Clone Wars movie in a handful of episodes, so I could care less about this character, to be honest with you. I love Rosario Dawson as an actress. I know that she's been the fan favorite to play the character for years. I wouldn't even be surprised if Filoni didn't freaking model the character after her in the first place, and he's always had it in mind for her to play it, and this is his opportunity to do that. And again, I've also brought up to other people, don't be surprised if they turn around and retcon Clone Wars altogether in a lot of ways, because that would not surprise me at all.
Mm-hmm.
And this also might be a backdoor pilot for an Ahsoka Tano live action show.
Very much so. I mean, I don't know what you have to say to that part, Steve, because I know you're more in depth with the EU than any of us else, any the rest of us here, anyway.
Well, the Clone Wars was EU because the EU.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, but Filoni got a lot of stick for not sticking with the continuity and the canon with the Clone Wars, and he's still doing that because in the Clone Wars he changed the Mandalorians. The whole society of the Mandalorians and all that got changed by Filoni because he didn't read up on it, and he made a point out of the Mandalorians not accepting Jango Fett as a Mandalorian because he wasn't born on Mandalore, right?
Right.
And then he makes the Mandalorian show where the Mandalorian isn't born on Mandalore, but he's still a Mandalorian. So he's contradicting himself all over the place.
Well, it's been a long time since I watched Attack of the Clones, but don't the Caminos say that he's a Mandalorian in that?
Nope.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
No, they just refer to him as the bounty hunter.
Okay.
Yeah, and on the Clone Wars and Rebels, the Mandalorians remove their helmets all the time. And Rebels is like...
Yeah, that I knew, because there's that one Mandalorian character on Rebels, right?
Yeah, yep. And plenty of others too. Every Mandalorian you see pretty much removes their helmets. And then you get the Mandalorian show where they say, yeah, we've always not removed our helmets. It's always been a thing. Except 6 years ago when everyone did it.
Yeah. And I'm not 100% totally familiar with the EU, but up until the Clone Wars existed, it was my understanding that the Mandalorians were extinct to that point, and finding there aren't any remnants of Mandalorian iron or armor was considered precious and incredibly valuable, which is what made Boba Fett so formidable.
Yeah, because
that all changed in episode 2.
George Lucas had written Jango Fett as a former Mandalore, which is the top of the line as far as Mandalorians go, right? He's the leader, the biggest warrior. Then Filoni changed it to nobody special, which is weird. Why would Palpatine then make clones out of someone who was nobody special compared to someone who was like the ultimate warrior?
Well, and Techman Blade brings up they may have changed their culture after the Purge, but I don't know if that would still line up with Rebels or not, would it?
Not really, because it's saying that, it's always been a thing.
Well, let me think. I'm trying to think. Hey, did he say that, though? You watched it more than anybody, script doctor. Can you recall offhand? Because I'm trying to remember, too. I mean, it's been a bit since I've watched the show, Mandalorian. So
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
That there's not... I mean, I was under the impression that they weren't going to introduce any Jedi.
Well, no, I meant the whole part about taking off the mask because, like...
Oh, that part? That was an out of nowhere thing, yeah. Like, I never knew that was a part of the Mandalorian. I mean, they established it in the series that it's now a new aspect of the Mandalorians. I never knew about that before. I mean, it's been kind of weird because Boba Fett's real name is not really Boba Fett, or at least up until episode 2. So we're always going to be getting retcons of this culture and character and of Star Wars in general, I think, till the end of time. It's just kind of its thematic habit.
Well, I just wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt that maybe time-wise the Purge or something else would have changed. And there are different tribes, too, being brought up here by Anakin Skywalker and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses, but I'm at least trying to explore all the possibilities before going, oh, no, that's definitely a fuck-up.
Yeah, so like, are we missing like an avenue of reconciliation where both will work?
Basically, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it, yeah.
Well, the thing about the Mandalorian show is that it's extremely sloppy written. I mean, on Tatooine, you see a bunch of stormtrooper helmets, right? the Imperials never had a presence on Tatooine, so why
No, it's
leave
a
them
hot
there?
planet.
Yeah, there's nothing to gain from controlling it, which is why the gangsters.
Well, this is after Return of the Jedi. I was just going to say maybe they went there because that's one of the few places that they're not going to get hassled because it's the Hutts that are in control. But
why kill them? No, nobody gave a damn about the Empire or the rebels on Tatooine, except Luke.
Yeah.
well, hopefully we get some answers for that. But no, I enjoy the show. I see that it's got flaws. Don't get me wrong, but we're just stuck at that point where this is the best thing we've gotten out of Disney Star Wars.
It's got more potential than the sequel trilogy had after the first two films. Yeah.
And I'm hoping they take advantage of the fact that it was successful and not let that go to their head for season 2. Hopefully this isn't a sign of that. But what I believe this is a sign of, and this will segue into our next part unless Rob or Mecca has anything to say about Rosario playing Ahsoka. Because I'm sure you guys are more waiting for the next part anyway.
Well, if you have a problem with this, you hate diversity.
Yeah, that's the only thing I was hearing is that people were mad at her.
Oh yeah, there is
because
that
of some
aspect.
dumb
Yeah.
bullshit. This like allegedly her family was mean to an alphabet person or something.
Yeah, the story, I guess, from what I heard, again, this is just from what I heard, there was somebody in her employ that transitioned while they were in her employ, and they got upset with her because she wasn't acknowledging the proper pronoun. And then Rosario's mother got into an altercation allegedly with this said individual as well. So all of a sudden,
the person picked a fight and decided that after Jessie Milestone actually said it best on one of her videos. We gotta get her in on some of these because I think she put it as these people have had their entire lives to come to grips with their transition, and that's been going through their heads and all this stuff, and they've just now gotten around to doing this, but you're expecting people to immediately say the right pronoun, the right thing, the right all this and that, and if not, you're using that in some cases. I don't know if this is the case, but I've seen this in a few of them, like the GameStop one, just to vent your frustrations, just to immediately snap at somebody and jump on their case out of selfish entitlement or something, in my opinion. But
right, well, and it's my understanding that this was a male transitioned into a female. I don't know any more than that. Again, it was just strange because the Twitterati and all these people that are involved with Lucasfilm jumped her shit. You're right, Mike. I totally spaced this part out. And it was just like, are you serious? Like Rob said, you're against this, you're against diversity. I don't care what her mom did. Her mom's not her. She hasn't been arrested for anything. As far as I know, there may be a lawsuit going on, but my guess is that unless this person has a bunch of proof, it's probably going to get tossed out of court. I would hope. Because if these kind of frivolous things really start going through court and people win, we really have reached a point where we have done fucking lost it as a society. I don't know. What do you think, Rob?
No, we've already lost it as a society.
I know, but that's like pure proof.
Yeah. Like I said, I just love throwing it back in people's faces. It goes, why do you hate diversity? We have a diverse, possibly alphabet person. She's supposedly a B in the alphabet of the alphabet people, and she's a woman of color. Actually, isn't she part Hispanic as well as?
I think she's half Hispanic.
She let everyone know she's a B after the lawsuit. Right after she pulled Kevin Spacey,
and fucking gorgeous to boot. I mean, like I said,
the difference between this and Kevin Spacey is Kevin Spacey's creepy.
Oh yeah.
And he likes to grab the junk of young men, so there's a big difference there.
Allegedly, yes.
Allegedly, yes. Well, I think there was video of that, but the alleged part was whether or not the guy liked it or not, I guess. But that was
the alleged aspect is he's Beverly D'Angelo at the end of Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase. Just
very few people catch that.
Kevin Spacey,
she's protecting his nuts, yeah.
Kevin Spacey only likes music played in A minor.
Oh.
No.
I shouldn't have laughed at that, but that was kind of funny. Anyway, fucking A, Steve.
What?
Because it was too good. Anyway, like Dolomite said, oh. Oh shit. So yeah, there's a bunch of people at Lucasfilm like Ray, what's her face, the writer of Rise of Skywalker, losing her fucking mind.
Oh, Ray Carson.
And Pedro Pascal, of course, lost his mind. Oh, he's always lost his mind. There's nothing new there. He just chimed in on this. Yeah, there's a lot of stupid people out there that are prejudging this whole situation. It's like, wait. You know, just goes to show that the SJW crowd will eat their own. You know, it's just like crazy.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's why they're bothered by her. She doesn't really coattail to the whole SJW-isms, it seems like to me. I mean, yeah, she's with, what is his name, Cory Booker or whatever?
Yep.
And stuff
I mean,
like
she's
that.
she's a little bit more left than center, but I mean, she's not
someone who's
demonstrated anything publicly
yeah, I was gonna
unreasonable.
say, I've never seen her go out there and go, fuck Trump, or anything, you know, like anything like that I remember her ever doing, even on Twitter. So maybe that's why they don't like her.
Maybe that's why. Yeah, maybe that's why they're pissed off at her because she's not that raging, liberal.
Well, that's why they come after like me and Rob and stuff. They're like, "Oh, you guys are all right." Just because I'm not out there tweeting "fuck Trump" all the time. I mean, where do my personal politics come into anything?
Fuck you. I vote for Bernie Sanders. Fuck you. That's where I come from.
Well, and that's what I don't understand. When I was raised in our school, we were taught to keep your political beliefs to yourself. Don't go telling anybody who you vote for unless you really want to.
And there's weird thing though. When was it okay? Well, when did it become not okay to vote for whoever you want?
Well, and that's where I was headed to next. Yeah, the other problem is why is it all of a sudden I can't be your friend just because you didn't vote who I voted for? That is so playground. That is the biggest playground bullshit I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, it's like, you don't like the cartoons I like.
Yep. So I'm not going to like you no more.
Yeah.
It's mean girl shit.
Yeah, it's like someone playing with GoBots instead of trying to
Yeah. Those fuckers. Goddamn Kmart bastards.
Well, there's an old episode of the Superman TV show where it's election day, and Superman's at one of the polling places. He says, "Citizen, good to see you out here. Who did you vote for?" "I don't have to tell you, Superman." He goes, "Good, let's keep it that way."
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's a
that
secret
was the
ballot.
way everybody was before.
Yeah, it's a secret ballot.
You want to know why that was that way? There's two places or three technically you don't talk about if you don't want to get in a fight with somebody: religion, politics, and sports. Unless you know they like the same sports team, those are the three places you don't want to go with anybody.
There was a guy, musician Bob Mould, who used to say that because Bob Mould's openly gay, and he said that he would always catch a lot of shit from a lot of activist groups because he won't, quote unquote, carry their flag. He said, "Listen, it's okay. It's not something. It's not something I do. Okay, if you ask me a question, I'll answer it. But that's not something I ordinarily get involved with."
And well, I've learned it's just unless it's. Go ahead.
Yeah, the guy's got a right to his opinion. Like I said, it's nobody else's business but his own. And same with Rosario Dawson. She has a right to her opinions. Just everybody's got a right to their own opinion. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has them. Everyone thinks.
Well, that's the thing, though. They don't let you have an opinion anymore. Like the last 3 days, I was getting in fights on Twitter with these little assholes who don't allow you to have an opinion. Their problem with you is that basically your opinion is a show sucks. And they don't like your reasoning for it. And they don't allow you to have it. And these people just don't understand that my opinion should not affect your enjoyment of the show. My opinion should not affect whether you want to see it or not. And it's not going to hurt it, I don't think, unless the show is just so terrible that I'm pointing out the obvious and it's coincidence. I am not that powerful where I can tank anything.
You know, it strikes me that gay people have, you know, they've gotten out of the closet and they're openly gay, but then they're put in a different closet where they have to hide that they're conservatives or something.
Well, there is that aspect, yeah. And I mean, most people that I know that are gay and they're over the age of, say, like, and not everybody, but most that are, you know, over the age of, like, you know, 20 to whatever, this young demographic now that is all about labels. That's the other thing. Is it's funny you put the, say, you know, that's like almost like going back in the closet. That's what some of them kind of said to me in so many words. It's like, you know, when they were growing up and fighting for the right just to be gay and be a person, that was all it was. It was like, don't look at me like I'm a gay person or a lesbian. Look at me like I'm a person.
Yeah, don't look at me differently. Give me the equal.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't I have the same right to get married and divorced like anybody else?
Yeah, and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't so much nowadays. It's all look at my label. It's all look at my label. You better make sure you don't screw up my label or I'll sue you. You know, that's what you get nowadays.
Well, and then if that's the only thing that's important about them is their label, then maybe they need to grow a fucking personality. I'm so tired of this crap with these people. And, you know, as somebody, I'm the B in the LGBT community. I don't like being put in a little box. I don't like being put as with a label because it doesn't have anything to do with anything except when I need to defend myself for having an opinion that doesn't conform to their little brainwashed NPC bullshit separatist nonsense. I mean, this is not what equality was about. This is not what liberalism was about. This is not what the left used to be about. It used to be about elevating everybody equally so that we were all equal and not pushing down anybody.
Oh yeah, it had the best of intentions to begin with, but it's been twisted and you know, like Rob, I'm more left of center too, believe it or not. And most people would think that we're, you know, conservative as fuck over here, but we're not really. That's the fucked up part. I mean, Rob's even more liberal than I am in more ways. And then Andre, well, you know, there is no equivalent to the Republican Party over there, so, unless you can say otherwise, Stieg. But he's always says that he's like the closest you'll ever find to a Republican over there.
Yeah, we have a bunch of parties, but at the end of the day, there's not much difference between them.
I've heard that in Norway, the conservatives there are the Democrats here.
That's what he was saying. Yeah, that's pretty much what he said. Yeah,
that would be an okay description.
But yeah, I guess we still have a decent enough segue here to go into this fucking horrid business. We got this covered. I tell you guys.
I'm sorry, I just have to laugh at Brie Larson passing on a roll.
Yeah, I mean, to Mecca's credit, she's right. Brie is not going to settle for some TV show, but this was necessarily not a TV show. This was a cameo, at least. How we put it, a guest spot. Let's put it that way, more or less. So I don't think she's so much above that, but I don't think she was ever offered the part. I don't think she ever turned it down. And not only that, I'm going to repeat what I said yesterday, not to steal something from Rob, but if you want to really piss off everybody, I fucking dare you to make Mara Jade played by Brie Larson. And not only that, stick her in The Mandalorian to where she's unage appropriate to be with Luke Skywalker. And that would really make everybody happy.
Would she be unage appropriate? Isn't Luke about in his late 20s, early 30s by The Mandalorian time if it's 5 years after Return of the Jedi?
Rough. Okay, so maybe that's not such a big deal.
I mean, if she was Mara Jade in the sequel trilogy, absolutely.
Yeah, but, you know, Star Wars fans will get pissed.
Yeah.
If they put Mara Jade in anything, because it won't be Mara Jade. It will just be some other character with the same name. And she won't fit with this canon at all.
Yeah, there's that aspect as well, because, and here's the thing. Ahsoka's a fan favorite, yeah. And I also pointed out to me where I don't buy this so much is they just went to the extent of making sure that, you know, we got a fan favorite character in there played by the person that most people have wanted her be played by for so long. I don't see
Check
them.
the diversity boxes too.
Well, not just that, yeah, but I mean, I just don't see them.
Nobody would have wanted any Ahsoka to be like if they were going with a white chick for Ahsoka, because clearly she has ethnic facial characteristics. That's not being racist to point it out. That more people of a certain ethnic nationality have lips that are shaped in that shape, who would be more appropriate to play the character the way she's drawn and even.
Well, like I said, Filoni may have even used Rosario for a freaking model for all we know, and he's that way, so he may have. But again, it seems like this Rob felt like to me the Ahsoka thing was like we're fully charging down the tracks on the Star Wars apology train tour, and for them to throw this Brie Larson business out there would be like throwing a huge freaking pylon in front of that train. It would be the literal dumbest thing they could do. Next to giving Ryan Johnson.
I don't have to apologize to anyone for what I did to Star Wars. Why should I? I just ruined it for everybody.
Fuck Star Wars. Apologize for me for ruining my life.
Did you guys see his explanation for not using
that was the best thing that ever happened to you. You know it.
What was that, Steve?
Did you guys see his explanation for why he didn't have Anakin and Lando in Episode 8? He was considering it, but then he said he couldn't find a spot for Lando. I'm like, 45 minutes takes place at a casino. You couldn't find room for him.
Yeah, what better place for Lando to be than at a casino?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's what I thought too when we heard first. Actually, now that you bring that up, that's what I thought. I heard. Remember when we first hearing about a casino planet? I'm like, well, that's probably where Lando is going to be. I think I remember saying that.
Yeah, and then he said that he was going to have Hayden Christensen in there as a ghost in the Yoda scene. Would be Anakin and Yoda, but then he had to not do it because Luke Skywalker wouldn't recognize a young Anakin Force ghost.
Would it matter? It's a Force ghost.
Episode 6 is looking straight at him at the end.
Yeah, and the Lucas
in both versions, there's two Anakins that can look at him. There's the old Anakin, which I preferred, and Hayden's version where he's glaring at everybody.
He's right there in front of him. Last thing you see in Episode 6.
Yeah. Captain Hare sent us $5, Rob.
Captain Hare, $5. Where's my ka-ching? Oh, Lord. Brie Larson for Trash Compactor Monster, a Star Wars story. Yep.
She just got to stick her feet out the water.
That's right. Oh, she has
the Dianoga.
She's the ugliest feet I've ever seen.
Dear God. Oh, no, that's just Brie's feet.
Yeah, I mean, here's something that I've just recently found fascinating because Ahsoka Tono is an apprentice to Anakin Skywalker, and in the EU, Mara Jade is technically an apprentice to Darth Vader. So they're pretty much following the same framework of character here. So, I mean, a story with those two in a book where those two meet would be interesting to read, but I don't want to see. I don't think I want to see it live action with Disney being the helmer.
Well, and to go back to what we were saying, oh, sorry, Steve, I was gonna say this might be something for you to bounce off of anyway, but like we were saying earlier, like you could retroactively say, okay, when Yoda says, oh, there's another, he means Ahsoka, but now, like you said, we're bringing Mara Jade into this business where you've already trashed the old version of her, so it's not even really Mara Jade, and I don't know if that leads into anything you were gonna say there, Steve, but go ahead.
Mara Jade is more like a one out of possibly many kind of Black Widow characters, like a spy. Mm-hmm. She's not really a dark Jedi or anything. She can use the Force to some extent, but she's more she's more Black Widow. And then she becomes a Jedi Master, and you know, the old EU wasn't supposed to have strong female characters, so Disney scrapped her.
Right. Well, I remember saying that much. I mean, I've never even been that big of an EU fan, but like Mara Jade is single-handedly the most popular movie character out there.
And Mara Jade even had her own video game in the late 90s.
16-bit mascot says, I know people like Ahsoka, but there are plenty more and better characters to make shows out of. honestly, if you didn't watch Clone Wars, you're not going to care about her. But yeah, but the thing is, though, this is a fan favorite. Like I said, this is the apology tour. This is true. They're trying to curry favor with the fans that might have become disillusioned, that did become disillusioned.
Yeah, and it's not a step in the wrong direction. Even if some of us aren't necessarily Clone Wars fans, I hope they do the character justice. And for people like Stieg, who are like steeped in the EU, I hope that, you know, you feel like they handled the character properly, even though you haven't been that enthralled with Mandalorian. I mean,
Yeah, every character they've brought into movies or whatever so far have sucked. They've destroyed them. Did it to Akbar, Palpatine, Luke, Han Solo, Leia. The Kenobi show is pointless because Kenobi is sitting there watching over Luke, who doesn't even matter because it's all about the Palpatine family.
Yeah.
So it's pointless, you know. Kenobi wasted 20 years of his life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Ahsoka is gonna the same shit is gonna happen to Ahsoka.
well, either way, I don't buy this Brie Larson bullshit. If anything, like Mecca's right, she might wind up being an original character in the High Republic. She's stoned enough, so she can hang out with Cheech and Chong.
I just see people.
You know.
Yeah.
Of course, they'd probably kick her to the curb.
Yeah. Somebody said Dolified. I've seen her act a bit with a bit more, but maybe she just can't jive with the character like Captain Marvel. Well, the character was poorly written, first of all. The character's poorly written, and
the actress is an insufferable toxic feminist.
Yeah, the act she has no.
I have seen her in one fucking movie that I could stand her in.
21 Jump Street?
2 fucking movies that I could stand her in. Because I keep forgetting that she's in 21 Jump Street. Because she looks like and sounds and acts like a completely different person.
The nose job sucked all her likability away.
Because I'll be honest, because I think you might remember this, Rob, when they first announced her as Captain Marvel, I'm like, oh yeah, she was kind of cute in 21 Jump Street and stuff, blah blah blah. And then we started seeing that, well, it wasn't made for you, kind of crap out there. I'm like, who the fuck is that? It was like a totally different person. And I totally spaced out that she was in Kong because she's hardly even like noticeable in the movie. But then after, the whole big spiel, I went and watched The Room. And I will tell you flat out, she did not deserve that fucking Oscar. She did not do anything in that movie that didn't require that kid to be amazing. That kid deserved the Oscar. She didn't. I don't know if anybody disagrees with me who's seen it, but that's the way I feel about it.
That begs the question, what happened? What happened to her?
She got into coke or something. I don't know.
Her boyfriend dumped her. She was engaged for like 7 years with the same guy.
So she
do it.
She became bitter and resentful. She became bitter and resentful towards men, right?
Yeah. Either he dumped her or she got so much money she felt from her success she felt she didn't need him around anymore.
Well, that's isn't that the boyfriend that sings the songs that we wrote?
Yep.
Brie.
I think she broke up with him.
Stinky cheese.
Yeah, like I said, coke happened. Allegedly. But you don't. I'm sorry, you don't talk like this after a cup of.
I just see people.
She's Captain People. That should be a new superhero. We gotta work.
Well, if there's any artists out there, I've got like 5 or 6 book ideas. So, TM Mecca.
Right.
That should be a new character for our animated shorts, Captain People.
Well, and it wasn't even bad enough that they had to. Yeah, right. It wasn't even bad enough that they had to start. I could see Batman getting on with that real good.
Oh, I got it already in my head.
What the fuck is this shit? I can't do this. I quit.
Oh, I love that.
Oh shit. The Room, yeah, Captain Hair. It was a movie, not the one, not. Okay, is it Room? Okay, I think Room is the one I'm talking about, not The Room. The Room is the one with Tommy Wiseau. So just Room. Sorry, I apologize. My bad. And it doesn't help that they both came out right around the same damn time. Have you ever seen that Script Doctor, Stieg?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Oh God, it's not a horrible movie, but I want to hear somebody tell me that they really felt like she deserved that Oscar and that kid didn't, because he's the one who carries that whole fucking movie. The movie's about this girl who gets kidnapped when she's younger and ends up giving birth to this kid or whatever, and he's only thing he knows is the room that they grew up in his whole life.
Yeah, I've read the script, but I did not get a chance to see the film. I heard the kid was amazing.
Oh yeah, he's great in it. He carries the whole damn movie, and she's just there. I mean, I don't understand what she was like. What was the big deal with her? I don't.
I like Police Academy 4.
I do too. Let's talk about Police Academy 4. Mecca likes Police Academy 4.
Police Academy.
Police Academy 4.
That's introduction with Bobcat Goldthwait is in that one.
Well,
he's in the second one.
he's in the second one, but fourth one is the last one with Steve Guttenberg. But that's the one that has the most Bobcat Goldthwait in it, because he gets the side story with what's her face. Damn it, the new recruit chick. I can't think of her name.
I can't remember her name either.
And she was in a bunch of stuff back in the day.
She was Winnie the Witch in
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. She's like in a ton of shit, and I just can't even think of her name now. But yeah.
She's such an obscure actress, too.
Well, she just kind of disappeared. I wonder if she just didn't have like kids and just decided not to act or what, because it was not like she wasn't getting parts.
No, but she was never like the leading anything. Like, she could have been decent enough sitcom material. She could have been like reasonable, but then you had like superstars like Jamie Lee Curtis in the 80s, remember? Or Pam Dauber. You know, you had all the big superstars.
Yeah. And you know who else is in Citizens on Patrol? Sharon Stone.
Is that the one where she's in a wetsuit?
Yeah, I think she is at the end.
Okay.
Maybe.
Is that the one? That's the one with the jet skis.
No, that's the one with the jet skis, so that's not her then. No, you're thinking of you're thinking of 3. Yep.
Okay, I'm thinking of 3.
God, I can't believe you tripped me up there. No, yeah, because the fourth one is the one with the air balloons.
Yeah. Oh,
he takes off. As far as we know,
Bobcat fight. Oh god, I love that.
Oh, they're in the plane.
Tackleberry really shines in that movie.
Oh, Tackleberry's great in every one of them.
Tackleberry's great.
He's even the best part in part 5 when he gets that shark. Desist and leave the swimming area now, mister. He's got that fucking 44. Bigger than a shark.
Mm-hmm.
I love Police Academy.
They need to start making comedies like they did in the 80s.
Oh, we'll never get anything like that again, ever.
It was just better.
Most likely not.
It's problematic. It's so problematic. Why do you have to be so problematic? I want a lightsaber.
Yeah, I can't remember the girl's name, but she worked at the library, because Bobcat comes in the scene. He's like, I'm going to do a poem. Gene made a machine. Joe made it go. Art blew a fire and blew the whole damn thing apart.
You know that scene where what was his name? Sweet Chuck climbs the rope in the gym.
Yeah.
And the other guy starts swinging the rope to shake him down.
Bobcat does, yeah.
I had watched that when I was a kid, and I did it in gym class.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah. Turned them on all the way up to the top, and I started shaking the rope and screaming, and he fell down. My teacher was upset with me.
I would imagine so, Stieg. Hopefully he didn't break a bone.
Yeah, he's not in the wheelchair or anything. He's fine. Works on a boat.
I don't know what that has to do with the other, but other than maybe
he wanted to get as far away.
I say you want to get as far away from Stieg as possible.
I actually beat him up once though, because he had done something in gym class. Don't remember what it was. But when we were in the shower later, I put a bar of soap into my gym sock and smashed it in the back of the head with it.
Well, that's that kid, because I remember you telling that story. You were a mean fucker.
No, I was strict.
And that's how you were able to use your soap as a weapon and still maintain its cleanliness.
Yeah. And I made a clean escape too, because he never found out who did it.
That's what you said.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
Now he does.
Well, nah, he's probably sleeping now.
Looking on the bright side, eh? Looking on the bright side. We got a $5 super chat, Rob, and then we got some Star Trek news to jump on anyway.
Oh no. Nikki D. $5. Which company hates their fan base more, Lucasfilm or Marvel Comics? Push. The advantage push. There are no winners here.
Marvel. I think Marvel hates its customers more.
Well,
Yeah.
there are factions within Lucasfilm that like the fans. That's the thing.
Well, I think Mecca's right. Marvel Comics has like the most conceit for their fans.
Yeah.
Like I think the new social justice warriors and the children of the atom kind of prove that.
Marvel's just rotten from head to toe. It really is. I don't understand why. These are the people you want them to buy your comics. You want them to spend money.
Where were you earlier? I needed you in an argument on Facebook because I had two Nimrods who are like, "Oh, the comics are doing fine. Comics are doing great.
Comics aren't doing great. They brought back America. They brought back America Chavez. America Chavez was selling 6,000 copies. You call that great?
Yeah.
Don't give me this nonsense. Oh, the comics are doing great. No, they're not.
Well, and I tried to say, like they even said, kids will go see these movies and they go in to find a comic book of Iron Man or Captain America, and it's not like the movies because you got Riri and whatnot. And he's like, "Oh, kids don't really read comic books anymore. They're trying to aim towards kids and adults." I'm like, "Well, they're fucked on adults, and teenagers nowadays don't read comics. That's the last thing they give a shit about."
Yep, they even try to get the young people into it with like comic book apps on their phone, and it didn't work.
Now, I guess as far as like the comic industry goes, this is the other problem. The comic stores are going to take a hit. Diamond, as Mecca just sent me here, thank you, has and I did remember hearing this from Gary actually too. Diamond has halted comics, and they as far as I know, they're only distributors in the UK. Am I wrong?
No, Diamond is
the
biggest distributor in America.
Oh, they ship the books. Okay.
Yeah, they ship the books, yeah.
Okay. Diamond halts shipment of all new comics due to coronavirus pandemic. All right. So that at least is going to help out the comic book stores. That's not going to help the comic industry any. They're already on a slippery slope. No. I mean, I've been hearing rumors, and again, I reiterate, these are just rumors for a while, that DC Comics was on the verge of closing by the end of this year. Not that they wouldn't make movies and shit still and shows, but they were actually talking about shutting down the comics division because it's just not making any money and it's costing them too much. And I gotta imagine Marvel's getting to that point too if they aren't already. Because that's what these people were complaining about in that conference we keep bringing up, Rob, was that just nobody's buying this shit.
Yeah, they're not. This is not a product people want to buy.
And the numbers they put out there are horse shit. They're kind of like, they're almost like Parrot Analytics, but not as bad. And I don't know if Rob knows what I mean here, getting at, but basically what they'll do is they'll
Tom?
Oh,
did you have a stroke?
Oh, I thought I dropped for a second there. Yeah.
Maybe he's using sign language.
He's been silenced by the comics Twitterati. Oh, Thomas. 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 Hello.
You're the comedian. Do something funny.
Somebody pull my finger.
No, that's not funny.
I'm too far away.
You don't need your finger pulled for you to do that.
Okay, I guess his computer was updating or something.
Or his fan might have killed out or given out.
Yeah. But anyway, like I said, this is we covered actually the Marvel Retailer Breakfast at New York Comic-Con a couple of years ago. It was one of the first when we first started doing After Dark, and you had a guy get up in the middle of this in the middle of this auditorium. He says, I got kids coming into my store. They're looking for the characters they see in the movies. They come in and they see a black Captain America, a gay Iceman, and they're walking out empty-handed. I mean, what are you gonna you got him? Okay, you say, oh, this is it's a kids medium, yada yada. But these are people that sank their whole life savings into this store. This is their livelihood, and Marvel wasn't giving them a product they could sell. And all they could say was, "Well, we're committed to telling stories you see outside your window." And
I have never seen a gay Iceman outside my window.
Yeah.
I've never seen a superhero outside my window.
No. And the whole thing is, they said, and the retailers kept going. He goes, "We need something you could sell. We can't sell. We're dying here."
It's kind of silly though, because if they're telling stories that you can see outside your window, why not just look out the window, save money?
Yeah. And all they could do is, what was it, bleeding cool or whatever, whoever it was, the only thing they ran with, the headline they ran with was, comic book retailers afraid of diversity. Really? Come on. I mean, and that comes back, and that leads us to our little friend Daniel Kibblefish, or whatever his name is, Kibblesmith, Kibbles and Bits. This whole thing, Children of the Atom. I don't have it in front of me, but this whole thing, Children of the Atom. They said, oh, even when they tried to create new characters, all they could do is repurpose the old ones and just give them a new coat of paint. And well, we're appealing to Generation Zoom. First of all, shut up. Okay. Second, no, you're not appealing to Generation Zoom or kids. Screw you with your those are marketing terms. Those are people, Generation Zoomers. That's the stuff what marketing people talk about. That's marketing people speak. Marketing speak. Save it, okay? Third, if Jim Shooter, you're lucky Jim Shooter isn't still in the industry, because he would have fired your ass a long time ago. But they just don't get it. There's that old saying, they'd rather be certain than right. And they're certain they're going to go down with the ship. The Children of the Atom.
Yeah, I was seeing like 3 different, just a quick little search, and this reminds me of the same bullshit that we were dealing with in Star Wars and Star Trek. Oh yeah, like from 2 years ago, BuzzFeed says there's a new article, or there's a new online harassment campaign advocating for people advocating against diversity. So they're getting bullied online because they're playing the victim after attacking and ruining things. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but
can you share this?
I can't until Tom gets back in with his. I guess his computer overheated. So
here, hold on. See if somebody can share this. There was 2000. Oh yeah, there's Marvel massive bump from retailers and advanced reorders. Yeah, but the other thing too is, like I said, even when you try, we've been saying. Create new characters. You want diverse characters? Fine. Create new ones. And even when they try to create new characters, they still can't even do that. They can't even do that. I mean, this to me smacks of people who just do not give a shit anymore. Either that or they're
so desperate for one topic they can't get their head out of their butt to see how poor it is.
Yeah. Yeah, or they're absolutely committed. They're absolutely committed to making this. No, this will work. We know it will. We know it. I know it's going to work. No. That one guy who keeps like doing the same thing over and over again and keeps failing. No, but and nobody can. Everybody tries to help him. No, I'm convinced. No, this will work. No, this will work.
Yeah, they can't see the forest for the trees, and they double down and say, "No, it's there."
Mm-hmm. They doubled up. What does a gambler do on a losing streak? They double down, and this is exactly what Marvel has done. They doubled and tripled down. They're convinced. I mean, when does it ends? When either a new management comes in, or Marvel goes under. How long do you think Disney's going to keep pumping cash into it?
As long as they're making money on the film side of things.
Well, who knows how long that's going to last. But I don't know. Like I said, I went off on them last after Midnight's Edge podcast yesterday. I went off on them. It just again, this is not and oh god, and Screen Rat says it's going to be a lot of fun to see how the younger X-Men sidekicks relate to their grizzled mentors who have seen it all at this point. Adding a new perspective from a younger generation will allow the Dawn of X series to explore a handful of new topics from modern society that haven't been explored in the X-Men universe. It's a really great idea, and you're just sucking their dick, Screen Rant. Screen Rant used to be a pretty good site, but now they just suck the patoot of whoever the biggest guy in the room is. And they don't want to piss off Marvel because they're owned by Disney.
Anyway, as I was saying before I got booted there because my computer overheated. I don't know if you covered it or not, but they'll overship to comic stores. Mm-hmm. So like when they say, they sold 200,000 copies, that means that the comic book company shipped 200,000 copies. That doesn't mean they sold that many.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not up to the comic stores. They get stuck with this extra. They usually don't have to pay for the extra books, but what they do end up having to pay for is the shipping on them, and then they're stuck with them because then Marvel or DC or whoever usually won't take them back.
Well, there's a shortage on toilet paper.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
But it's not pulp. It's more like a laminated type of thing. So you're not really getting a grip on it.
Yeah, you're not getting a deep clean off of that. No.
Yeah, the only stuff that's good for good toilet paper is the old classic stuff, and you don't want to be using that.
Nope.
Yeah. I used to wonder why on MASH they used to take the newspaper into the bathroom with them to the latrine. Now I know. And knowing exactly about it.
You never come out with a newspaper, but you always go in with one.
Mm-hmm.
I used to read comics in the bathroom. It was calming.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Same here. I mean, for people, did we all download it? I'm like, it's not the same. It is not the same. And we were just saying about how we've been saying that Marvel, if they want diverse characters, create new ones, and they did, and they couldn't even get that right. All they did was just,
technically they didn't really, because they threw it into something that already existed, and then they did even worse with the Children of the Atom, which I remember I was listening on my phone, but which you brought up as well. So
and they just co-opted all the identities and powers of the original X-Men, and they just put them on and just purpose them again. You can't even do that right. Jeez.
Even I could see that, and I'm not really a comic guy at all.
Exactly.
I could tell which one was Cyclops, Gambit,
Jean Grey. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I always found it strange that these X-Men with superhuman mutant powers have all these pockets on a belt across their chest and stuff. Like, what? Don't they just need a phone or a communication device? And why do they have to have the Batman utility belt design going on? I never understood that.
Are they trying? Do you think they're trying to make them look more like the jumpsuits in the newer movies?
The vampire guy is even wearing a belt, despite wearing a bodysuit.
They're
Looks weird.
aping the '90s designs. Is what they're doing.
Isn't that the Rob Liefeld thing where every character has like 1,000 pouches all over their body?
Yeah, like the belts and the pouches thing, maybe.
And they never used them in the comics. Batman was the only superhero that had a utility belt that I could recall actually using it.
Yeah, brother. Well, it's not getting solved by us.
Hell no, it's not our job. They're stupid enough to do this. That's their problem.
Let's
move on to Star Trek. I've had enough comic book talk for now. First of all, we got this covered.
Tee off that.
Our favorite people in the whole wide world. We got this covered. Are reporting that, surprise, surprise, someone will die in the final part or the finale of season 1 in Picard.
Someone has died in every episode of Picard.
Right?
So far.
Is the water still wet? Yeah.
It's probably Star Trek.
Yeah, that died a couple years ago.
Star Trek will die in the season finale of Picard.
I'm sure that fucking Picard's going to get put in that Gollum, and everybody keeps assuming he's going to do a voiceover, right? Nobody's even thinking the obvious. They're going to probably turn Picard into a woman.
Yeah, that's a possibility, maybe.
Well, I heard it was going to be Data, but I mean, it could have been. Well, we already know she's got Data's memories in her, so.
Yeah, that's the other thing is the whole Data possibility came up too, and that was in those leaks. But you never know. We'll see. We got 2-3 days before this shit drops. So yeah, this is no surprise if it's true. We all kind of figure you almost got to figure somebody's going to die.
Oh, yeah. There's a body count of 5,000 people per episode.
Jason's like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold down.
Yeah, so I think the body count in this has got to be over 40.
Well, if you don't even count the ancillary stuff where people are being thrown, from this place or that place, or people we never met getting killed by some mass, whatever. Oh God, it's still at least one person every episode. Mecca's right about that.
Yeah, I mean they killed an android last episode, but I thought they were an android, so couldn't they be repaired? Like just a stick in the eye? And
they treated it like it was a murder. Yeah.
So stupid.
So fuck that. Who cares?
Yeah. No, I gotta rewatch the episode for a third time to finish off my review. For that, oh god. I've been cleansing my palate with original Star Trek shows.
Here's one I really wanted to hit you with, Script Doctor. They're claiming now on Screen Rant that Discovery Season 3 may get delayed due to the coronavirus because of post-production. You can edit from home!
Yep. There's a lot of post-production guys that have the same equipment in their homes, or at least can go in on an office for a reserved day, pick up what they need, take it back.
Not only that, with an editor, you could probably run a minimal staff in a place and not have 5 people in a room. You only need 1 or 2 people, really, probably.
Yep, pretty much.
A gopher and somebody to do the editing.
Unless this is just the extra editing from all the reshoots from there.
Well, regardless, as long as you're not doing any shooting or production where you need more than 1 person in a room, this is stupid. Because even the director could probably even say, well, yeah, do this, that, the other, through a video conferencing.
Yes, you can. You can do it through Skype or Zoom and share the screen and do editing. I mean, it slows things down as it would for person to person, but it can be done. And I would not be surprised if that's the route they're going and that's the delay. But the delay you're looking at is maybe a week.
You know what? Yeah, that's my point. You know what the truth this delay is for? Like Mecca said, this is to account for all the reshoots they had to do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, most possibly, absolutely.
And they're just using this as an excuse.
I mean, hasn't Star Trek Discovery been delayed for post-production for every season so far in some way?
Yeah, it has.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there have been rumors of reshoots for every season, too. Funny that.
Well, at least they're sticking to their own playbook. They're just incorporating a new thing now.
What?
I mean, it's still gonna be crap. At least we won't have to be watching it instead of leaving the house.
Well, do you think you're just embarrassed by what's on tap? Because it's supposed to
I
be
hope so.
shit. It's supposed to be an utter shit show.
Well, they jumped it 900 years into the future. You've got this cast of incompetent doofuses and Michael Burnham just bouncing off of them like they're all placeholders. I mean, nobody can do anything except for her. She's there waiting long enough for her hair to grow down to her waist. I mean, come on, what are they going to do? This is going to be the fourth pilot, if I can even count them. How many pilots have they actually done? Oh no, every season they do a new pilot. I think they did 3 in season 1, one in season 2, unless there was like a mid-season thing. How far into season 2 did we get Pike? Was he in the very beginning? I don't even remember anymore.
Yeah,
So
he was
we've
the first
already
episode of season 2.
Okay, so we've already gotten 4 pilots on Discovery or relaunches.
Technically, that big ball that they've met in space with all the information was like another pseudo pilot. Because that started a whole new line of story that didn't have anything to do with the Red Angel stuff.
Right.
Michael is the one on the right in the picture, right?
Yeah, the
yes.
one.
Yeah,
the shorter one.
She was annoying on The Walking Dead too.
See, everybody's like, "Oh, she was good in The Walking Dead." No, I don't remember her. And now that you mention it, since I had gone back and watched a couple of them, like, yeah, I do kind of. I didn't like her. I didn't like her there.
Who's that?
Mikey Spock on Walking Dead. Because like originally,
yeah, I've never seen her in nothing else.
Huh?
Yeah, I've never seen her in nothing else, so I can't really comment.
Well, I saw it. I didn't remember hating her at the time until I kind of went back and watched a couple of clips then. It's like, oh, yeah.
I can see her natural beauty, though, because, like I said, when we saw her in person, it was like, geez, she was gorgeous. And considering I can't stand her character, that says a lot, because, personality goes a long way when it comes to looks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord. I don't understand. Yeah.
Oh, but they're not bringing in lore. So there's that.
There was the other bit of news was supposedly, I don't know how accurate this is, but I mean, again, I'm not surprised because that would require them to think it through. And we did have a super chat while I was away, Rob. I guess you missed it. Let me see if I can still get it here. Yeah. Well, hopefully it's still. Oh, here it is. Okay. Daryl Brewer.
Daryl Brewer, $5. I want him to bring back some old heavy metal comic stories. I was never that big a fan of heavy metal. Well,
I love heavy metal.
I only saw the movie. But I only saw the movie, so I can't really speak on the comic.
Movie's amazing.
But, at this point, I'll take. Yeah, at this point, I'll take anything. Really, I will.
I unapologetically love that fucking movie. And who's doing it now? They don't have it anymore? I thought Kevin Eastman was doing heavy metal comics last I knew.
I don't know.
Did you guys watch
I just want this era of bad.
There was a sequel to the heavy metal movie.
Yeah, and Kevin Eastman was a producer or whatever on it too, yeah.
That one was fun.
What happened
to wasn't that all one story, though? That wasn't like several stories, right?
Yeah, just that.
Yeah. Tom, what happened to the girl who rode the big dove? Remember? I mean, did she she fought the dude at the end of the last story? Wasn't the little girl in the house, wasn't that supposed to be her? And she finally had to destroy the Lochnar.
Oh yeah, that's her. Yeah, she just grew it just made her like kind of like She-Ra or whatever, like turned her into a.
Oh yeah,
I think
one kind of thing.
She finally destroyed
they were crashing.
Bruce Lombardo.
And one of them stuffed the sex doll into his crotch and set it to max. We're gonna die anyway, or something. That was fun.
Which one was that in? That was in the newer one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while since I saw it. I have it on DVD somewheres.
It was so cheesy and raunchy humor. I liked it. It was fun.
I haven't seen it though since it first came out. But yeah, Bruce Lombardo sent us $4.99. Rob.
Bruce Lombardo, hail the chats. I watched Iron Sky 2 and thought it was a bad episode of STD.
They made an Iron Sky too. And Nelson Sharita sends us a moo. What was
John
that?
Candy did a lot of the voices in heavy metal.
Yeah, John Candy,
Candy
Harold
did a lot of the
Ramis.
voices in heavy metal.
Harold Ramis is in there too, and trying to remember who else.
He was the robot
Eugene
mouse. How am I
Levy.
supposed to put this asshole back together.
Yeah, Eugene Levy's in it too,
Yeah.
I think. Nelson
He
Sharita
was
just
the
says
warrior. And
moo.
if I refuse,
Yeah.
and moo. And if I refuse, if you refuse, you die, she dies, everybody dies. Sounded reasonable to me. Yeah.
There's another
But,
one. He said Lord Lycius says heavy metal 2000, and then the other one. I didn't know there was another one. They did another one. It's news to me.
They did.
But yeah, Mecca says in this article they do also point out that they are doing it from home, but I don't see why that would delay the show that much.
No, I think it's just a lot of speculation. It's Wilson Cruz saying that, and we know how much of a brilliant, wonderful genius he is. Because he forgot which gun control bill that he was telling us to vote on, forgetting that he was at a Star Trek convention, not a gun rally. But no, he's saying that. I guess he saw it. He was on one of those little streaming things, like streaming apps. And but
What the hell?
You can see what they said. What was it? Do I have this article up? I don't know if I have it up. Oh yeah, Albino Kid says they're currently editing and doing visual effects. So Anthony Rapp says they're currently editing and doing visual effects for season 3, but is shifting to work from home, so it'll be slower than usual. No word yet as to how long that will take or when it will be released, according to Anthony Rapp. And now Wilson Cruz says, I didn't see Albino Kid's comment this morning on Instagram Live, but see for yourself in regards to Star Trek Discovery Season 3. It's coming, but it may be a little longer than we thought. It's coming, though.
Do people still watch that show, though?
Yeah, not really, no.
No.
So, I guess, would the actors really know?
Not really. They shouldn't, unless they're being brought in for additional dialogue recording or.
All right. But hey, they've leaked other things before, so.
All right. So again, it's just me. Whatever. At least we just have to wait a little bit longer to be tortured.
Oh God.
What else was on the palette
Is
tonight?
it sad that I would give a roll of toilet paper to anybody who can keep Star Trek Discovery from happening?
Honestly, I wouldn't care if we wouldn't have to review it.
Reporters know, but when the weekend box office hit 0 for the first time, Hollywood the weekend hey, that's a story. Picard. So we have Picard using lore. We have weekend box office hit 0, and Lashana Lynch is in a new commercial for Nokia and co-starring her teeth.
Is she phoning it in?
That's why we have you on here.
Captain Hare sent us $5. I can't wait for the epic 6-hour Rob's rant when Sonequa Martin Green is announced to be Riri Williams. I expect it to end with gunshot fade to black. Well, she can't play Riri Williams because she was already in Captain Marvel.
Who's
Sonequa Martin Green was in Captain Marvel?
Oh no, I was thinking of Lashana Lynch. Never mind, you're right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who is
The sad part is that wouldn't be the worst choice. I mean, if
They probably will cast her.
if Sonequa Martin Green can actually act like everybody claims she would, then fine. Put her in a decent part. Mikey Spock just sucks ass. What were you going to say, Steve? I'm sorry.
Riri Williams is just as shit as Mikey Spock. It's just somebody coming in and stealing another character for diversity.
I know, yeah.
And it's a double G. It's a race and a gender swap. Rob, you should get that sound effect.
I was just wondering who Riri Williams is.
Riri Williams is the new Iron Man or Ironheart.
Yeah. Stephanie Littlepage, $5. Bob got a call from our congressman. His office in DC today. I have to say that I'm cautiously optimistic. Oh, good. Well, that's good.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure in context what context that's in, but well, if you're optimistic, then I'd say that's good.
All right. Nelson Sharetta sent us $2 as well.
So yeah, the bots fluid. Damn it, that's wrong. That's Sharetta. So who's willing to earn a donut and a roll of TP? Whoever thought that is brilliant. Whoever thought of that is freaking brilliant. Oh man, that is fucking brilliant.
I know that. I figured that'd make you laugh, Rob. I knew you'd like that one. That's why I had to show it.
Okay, so what do we got left? We got
well, we're saying that the box office is at 0. Yeah, Disney said last week they weren't going to be sending in any box office reports. I don't even know if there is any theaters left open in America. To be honest with you.
Well, yeah, everything is shut down. They issued an emergency order. All non-essential business in my area is closed at 8 p.m.
Yeah, it's pretty much here too. I think that's pretty much everywhere. And I guess there was a Netflix show called Love, Death, and Robots that used segments from a canceled heavy metal movie. Interesting.
Really?
Well, maybe I'll have to check that out when I get some time if I ever do.
Well,
and hopefully good luck to you, Captain Robert April, on getting some housing. That's what he was talking. That's what Stephanie was talking about, evidently.
Oh, that's good. To help people cope with what's going on. We know it's depressing being indoors. And we know that being under in quarantine, being isolated, it's never easy. But to help cope with that, Animal Planet is airing 94 straight hours of puppies and kittens. So,
alternatively, people can start sniffing glue. You can do that from home.
Yes, you can. What else we got to cover? Like I said, Lashana Lynch is in that new commercial. Story time. Everyone hates me. Okay, what else we got? Tom, what do you think? Oh, why Picard isn't using lore? Should we cover that one?
I thought we brought it up, but why aren't they?
I don't know. Let's find out. We're gonna find out right now.
Because it's in a different universe. They didn't watch that episode.
Because it didn't come up first on Netflix. That's the amount of research they do. Whatever comes up first on the Netflix queue, that is on the menu. That's what they watch. And say, oh, look, why do you think they're so obsessed with the cage? Because it's literally the first thing that comes up. It is the first entry on the Star Trek page. Why Star Trek Picard isn't using lore, despite some clues in Arcadia Ego. Part 1, it's highly unlikely that Data's evil brother, Lore, will be making an appearance in Star Trek Picard. But if he does, they'll subvert our expectations. Star Trek Picard is almost certainly not using Data's evil brother, Lore, despite fan theories. And I know you can tell I'm bored by the story already. Big yawn. The lore whispers have been around Star Trek Picard since it began, but fans really started getting their hopes up for a return with the season's penultimate episode, in Arcadia Ego, Part 1. That's a fucking pretentious title. That episode
it just reminds me of when the Simpsons sang "Join the Navy" backwards.
Even at Neoj. We'll call it that for now on. That episode introduced Alton Inigo Sung, the never-before-mentioned son of Dr. Noonien Sung, Data's creator. The younger Sung, along with the late Bruce Maddox, created the Synthetic Society on Coppelius. And Major Grin brought it up because it's full of lightning and thunder and cloud cover, and they go there, and it's a beautiful day. It's a sunny day. Clear skies, not a cloud.
Yeah, only in the exterior shot do you see lightning on like the south west side of the planet, and then on the northeast, it's all clear. They try to like make it look like it's a traveling storm constant, but it's really half-assed.
Like everything else they do. These androids were more advanced than Data and were able to easily express emotions and even pull off a Vulcan mind meld, which I call bullshit on. Yet, some fans believe Alton Sung is simply a cover for Lore, who hasn't been seen since the final season of Star Trek The Next Generation in 1993. In that two-parter titled Descent, Lore became the leader of a group of Borg drones who had become sentient after the Enterprise crew had effectively infected the collective with the dearly departed Hugh's individuality in the season 5 episode I, Borg. Lore found dozens of drones who couldn't cope with their new sentience and ever so graciously offered to rule over them in lieu of the collective. Lore also managed to gain control of Data through manipulation of his emotion chip. But when Data was forced to choose between Picard and Lore, he chose his captain and was forced to shoot Lore point blank, deactivating him in the process. That was the last time Lore was seen in Star Trek. The most obvious reason Alton Sung isn't going to turn out to be Lore is that showrunner Michael Chabon hadn't heard of Lore until now. Oh, no, wait. Has been candid on his Instagram about the fact that they're not making a story that involves Lore because they haven't heard of him. It's not exactly unheard of for producers of science fiction shows who do half-ass research to blatantly lie to fans about plot points who haven't heard of them. Doctor Who Stephen Moffat was once notorious for this, but Siobhan has been refreshingly honest because he's a dumbass, so a lie would be a genuine curveball in this case. Unbelievable. There's also the less practical yet more artistic reason for Lore's absence. They haven't heard of him. No, wait. He was a thin character who they hadn't heard of. Despite being portrayed by one of the main cast members, Lore only appeared in 4 episodes of The Next Generations over 7 seasons. The gimmick of Brent Spiner playing himself was only good for a few episodes, and Lore's cartoonish flavor of evil didn't mesh well at all with Spiner's measured, subtle performance as Data. Lore had never had any character, blah, blah, blah. Lore never had any depth as a character, and Descent treated his deactivation as sort of a death. It's best for Star Trek Picard that the evil twin brother stays dead because they haven't heard of him.
What happened? What's going on?
So Michael Chabon's been reading stories to kids on his channel, and he's been sending out subliminal messages like clues and hints.
Are you serious? Like, is he gone on crack and he's just like...
You guys didn't see it? I said, is this code? Oh my fucking God, is this code? If you ever get blamed for something you didn't think you did, maybe you can sympathize.
Yeah, that's
maybe.
The whole Lore being a thin character, that's kind of a stretch. He had animosity towards Data and Sung for how he was being treated. He viewed himself as like the perfect android and artificial intelligence, and he didn't really have many goals. I guess he had something to do with the crystalline entity and Data lore, and that never really played out anymore. But yeah, I mean, too thin? Not really. He kind of had a decent plan. He wanted to get Data to be on his side by Descent, and he got his revenge on Soon in that season 6 episode.
He's got 41 subscribers.
Yeah, so I think there's like a hidden message. So the story he's reading is story time. Now everybody hates me. Don't harass him. Don't bother him. We don't want to.
Yeah, don't do that. The comments are turned off anyways. He's already got 3 to 7 ratio.
Yeah, so
you picked the wrong profession, buddy, or at least the wrong show
it
to get
reminds
involved.
me of every like hippie teacher I had in high school.
It's story
like,
time.
Here.
If you're wondering what's with the hat, I had a request from a young human named Esma to wear a hat while reading story time. And so here I am, Esma.
He's stoned.
This is for you.
Why is he looking down at the camera?
Today's story. This is very
because he's above all of us.
This is, these are books.
I know that's what I was implying, but Mecca's right. He's stoned as fuck.
Yeah, go like 6 minutes and 15 seconds in. That's the important part. I'll probably put a video on this.
Well, we got to see a little bit of
And in a
this.
few days, poisonous mushrooms will grow.
Uh-huh.
Meanwhile, Theodore will have to do all my chores.
He is so fucking stoned.
Empty.
I might like this guy now. I don't
And set the table. But I will still get my allowance. There's the mushrooms growing on the bed.
I love this
And
guy.
there's poor Theodore having to do her jobs. He can barely reach the table. Now, of course, this is all what she's imagining.
Oh God,
will
I love
happen,
this
right?
guy.
I know, isn't he
Kinda
awesome?
mad.
He's a
Having
character.
A little bit of a tantrum in her room.
He's better than
You
Picard.
ever got
I
blamed
get it.
for something you didn't think you did? Maybe you can sympathize.
Oh, I can sympathize.
I will.
Yep,
He's like
he's
a
good.
modern day
This is
Don
what you were
Quixote.
talking about, right?
And there's poor
Yeah.
Theodore.
Here's the
Mad.
kid.
She's-
Let's play that again because this is what Mecca's talking about.
Now, of course, this is all what she's imagining will happen, right? She's kind of mad. She's having a little bit of a tantrum in her room. If you ever got blamed for something you didn't think you did, maybe you can sympathize.
I mean, you may be
will
reading a bit too much into it, but
walk
this is
our
fucking
attention to
awesome.
Those of you with siblings, maybe
No,
have
this is
experienced
how-
something
this
like
is
that.
how-
Next,
how
I will
you
stop
roll.
under the kitchen.
I'm gonna fix
where I will
this
pick up
right
2
here.
poached yolks on
Sir.
poached
Get into there. Yeah, this is his subconscious coming out. I don't think he feels responsible for Picard sucking.
I mean, I will give it to you. It's really odd that he's just deciding to read to children. Well, let's look what the rest of the shit he's got on his channel.
Josh Gad is, and
I was gonna say, what else do we got going on here?
This is the guy who wrote Picard.
yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, a lot of celebrities are doing stuff like this.
Okay, he's saying so he has been reading children's. All right, we'll give him that. And Olivia's a pretty popular one there.
Yeah, I don't think he intended. See, this is the thing. I don't think he intended for like any of us to come across this. This is just something where it's somebody clearly saying something to vent their own. Like, this is my
He
armchair.
doesn't have comments on any of them.
Well, if they're
Oh, it's because they're children's. That's why.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Gotcha. Da, da, da.
But yeah, like, just you're clearly stating something of your own if you're inserting kind of a random commentary into something, especially if you don't really think anybody who's going to be listening to that context is going to get it.
Right. Damn it. I wanted to like have everybody go over there and just tell him that Midnight's Edge sent them and give him a buttload of subscribers from now we
You can
can't.
dispute that.
Seems like an okay guy. He's just not a very good TV.
Oh
writer.
fuck, he's hilarious. I love this dude. I love him already. I don't want him writing Star Trek, but I love him already.
Yeah, we gotta just watch his children's book series.
I'll get stoned with him, but I sure as fuck don't want him writing Star Trek no more.
I want a hat like that.
Right? How many people can get away with wearing a hat like that besides Michael Chabon
Me.
or Steve?
Reminds me of everybody in Boulder in the 90s.
Bruce Lombardo, $4.99. Don't let this distract you from the fact Brent Spider played the amazing patriarchal Bob Wheeler on Night Court, a man blessed with everything. I remember that. Yeah.
Yep.
Hello, young humans. This is your old
Just the
friend,
introduction of
Michael
young
Chabon,
humans.
and I'm so happy to be here to
He's
read
so
you a
big.
story. This has been kind of a crazy day.
I'm waiting for him just to go, whoa, they just kicked in.
And all day long I've been looking forward to this moment, and I hope you have too. The story
Ooh.
that I've chosen to read to you tonight.
You know what? I figured it out. He's Jeff Goldblum's stoner brother.
Go back,
It
Wendy.
is one that not only was one of my to read you a story. This has been kind of a crazy day, and all day long I've been looking forward to this moment, and I hope you have too. The story that I've chosen to read to you tonight is one that not only was one of my children's favorites when they were young,
Oh
but it
boy.
was one of my favorites when I was a young human myself. And it is called
Young human.
Harry.
What kid is going to seek this out? Seriously. Seriously, though. I mean, to be honest.
People who like
Yeah.
I want to read it now.
Oh, I've read Harry the Dirty Dog as a kid.
I think I've read it too. I think.
Never heard of it.
like a quarter
No,
CD.
no, neither am
Black
I.
Dog.
And now you get it to be read by Michael Chabon while he's dressed up like a homeless person.
Mecca, you're really quiet for some reason.
I have no idea why. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're like super duper quiet because I could barely hear you creeping through there.
There's a stupid children's book called Stieg of the Dumb. People have been sending me pictures
How
of it.
many dogs?
I'm not a retard talking to a kid.
Can do
It
all
knocked me
things
down to
that
4
other
for some
dogs.
reason.
Yeah, I was gonna say you went super quiet, super fast.
Yeah, it knocked me down to like 4 for no reason.
Oh, so definitely check that out if you need something to do in the afternoon and would love to smile. I'm smiling now.
Slow him down and he's going to sound even more stoned.
Oh yeah. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Let me do that.
I think this is my new entertainment. Why didn't we just get this instead of Picard?
Right? That's what I'm saying. I'd rather watch this than Picard.
I know.
Okay, so let's slow it down just a
And all
bit.
day long, I've been looking forward to this moment. Now,
Whoa, dude.
the story that I've chosen to read to you tonight is one that not only was one of my children's favorites when they were young,
Your mama.
but it was one of my favorites when I was.
Now he just
young
seems like he's drunk.
myself.
Yeah.
And it is called Harry the Dirty Dog. And by Gene Zion. And the pictures, the really
said it
wonderful
sensually.
illustrations are by
They're
Michael
really
Lloyd
wonderful.
Graham. So
It's like Jimmy Kentucky.
maybe you know it. It's kind of a classic.
It's kind of a classic.
Harry the Dirty Dog.
Dirty dog.
And
Marty, it's called Harry the Dirty Dog.
You been drinking again, Doc?
I've been drinking again. Marty, I'm gonna read you a story, Marty. It's called Harry the Dirty Dog. It's a good one, Marty. What's
Oh.
the
I don't think I want to hear this story, Doc. It's pretty heavy.
Shut
as
your
always,
hole,
I will
Marty.
read the page and then I will give you a chance to look at the picture.
I
I gotta see that again.
And as always, I will read the page and then I will give you a chance to look at the picture.
Learned his words. It's great.
I'll give you a chance to look at the picture. Okay. There's that.
Yeah, don't do drugs, kids. Just do the dirt.
This is what happens. If
Because man, I'm gonna read you the pitch and I'm gonna give you a chance to look at the picture.
Man, this dog is all dirty.
Yeah, man.
Inebriated stories with Michael Chabon.
That's why he's called Harry the Dirty Dog, man.
He's got mud all over him, man.
Hey, man.
Harry was a
Harry,
white
man.
dog with
That's
black-
racist, man.
Why's he gotta be a white dog, man? I don't understand. It could be any dog, you know.
Yeah, he should be like a Mexican or Chinese dog or something so I can relate to him, or Cheech can.
Oh, maybe he's a black dog. Oh,
Maybe he wants to be a black dog. Let's skip ahead.
Yeah, man.
I thought so. He's got blackface on. We need to cancel this dog.
looks like a skunk.
Whoa, check. Oh, the
You
green.
were probably correct.
See, he said we're
Got
probably
up his
correct.
Brush, and he's running up to say, "Look, people, look! See right here."
He's in the big. He's looking
kind of
happy
dejected
because of the letter weed over there.
because nobody recognized him. But now
It's
he's
probably
all
growing
excited
over
because
there.
He had this great idea. He dug up his brush.
Oh, dug up his
He found the
brush.
scrubbing brush and carrying it in his mouth, he ran into the house.
He's so
Up
excited.
the stairs he dashed with the family following close behind.
Oh my goodness. We got to see this. Awesome,
Hi.
man.
My name is Michael Shaban. I'm a writer, and I'm a father too.
This
I
is
have
awesome.
4 children. They're all
Awesome.
grown now.
I'm
The
subscribing to this
youngest,
channel right now.
my
I'm gonna.
baby, is almost
This is
17
awesome.
years old. And one of the things
I've seen all day.
I miss most
I'm a
about
writer
having
and I
these
have a
small
bicycle too.
children, I love having big children too. They're great in all kinds of amazing ways, but there are some things I really do miss about having little kids around. And of all of the things I miss, I
No,
think
this
the
ain't
thing I miss
creepy.
the most is story time.
Not creepy at all,
This
Mr.
looks like a
Shaban.
real life and living color sketch.
This reminds me of something on Tim and Eric Awesome show. Only it's
Yeah.
funny. Oh god.
Falls are for the weak.
Is where the heck is his channel?
It's just under Michael Shaban.
Is
Yeah, I think so. Here, I'll send you the link. But
The video, Rob. Just watch the video and you can sub-
yeah,
Read to my kids every night, all
Oh.
4 of them, and that added up to a
Oh my
long
God.
time. And when that custom finally came to an
that
end,
added
I
up to a long, long
realized
time.
I missed it, and I thought I'd take advantage of this opportunity when perhaps there are a lot of parents out there, moms, dads, and caretakers, people taking care of kids who could use a little help with story time. And I thought I'd start out and give this a try.
No. This is for stoned
by reading
adults
a
who are
story
pissed at
that I wrote.
This is not for
called
kids.
The Astonishing Secret
No.
of Awesome Man.
That's an awesome cover,
I
though.
wrote the words and the illustrations, the incredible illustrations were
It's
done
incredible. It's incredible.
It's incredible.
Speaking of the illustrations, now let's paint a happy little cloud.
Whoa.
It's like that moment in Old School where Will Ferrell gets shot in the neck with a rhinoceros tranquilizer.
Yes. Nelson Sharita, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. That worked out pretty well. Michael Shaban looks like a hippie Gandalf. Well, Gandalf already was kind of a hippie.
Smoking weed.
Yeah, he digs smoking weed with little people.
It looks like the Big Lebowski got old and fair.
That's just your opinion, man. Dash Fat Bastard sent us $2. Piss away, but he's done more good than any of us.
Oh, this is awesome! Absolutely.
He's personally done more good than any of us. Maybe. I have no idea what he's done. I know he's on Annie Trekker's shit list, and Annie Trekker couldn't even remember why, and it had nothing to do with Star Trek. That's all I know. He's like, I can't remember why he's on my list. Yeah, Annie Trekker has a shit list, like a literal shit list.
But he forgot to write down the reason why next to the names.
Yeah.
Parker. So I thought I'd try this and see what you think. I'm just going to read it the way that they do at story time in school. You know, I'll read the page, I'll read the words, and then I'll hold up the picture. So like this, The Astonishing Secret of Awesome Man. And then I'll turn it around. You know, so that...
Is he still full speed or no?
No, this is 775 or whatever. Yeah. This is slowed down a little bit. Yeah. Oh shit. I love this man already.
That's great. This is the best thing I've seen all day. It really is.
He's probably fun to talk to.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't doubt it.
I picture him sitting on the bench in the park a lot with a dog.
Well, Dash Fat Bastard says his books are damn good. Maybe he should stick to writing books and stay away from Picard then, because
I think that's more of how he works with his editor and the people on his books, because I do have some of his screenwriting stuff, and it's right in line with Picard. So there's something missing from his development there.
Gotcha. That could be an editor, yeah. You never know. Raging Rhino sent us a 99-cent super chat. Didn't say anything, but it's from Australia.
Wait a minute. Wait.
You did it wrong. You're fired. Do.
You can really see what's going on. Give you a chance to get a look at the great Jake Parker illustrations. So, the astonishing secret of awesomeness.
You got it off for a second. So,
I'm a superhero. My name is Awesome Man.
You had to look?
he wrote the fucking book.
I don't know if did he write this one?
Yes.
Oh my god, he had to
wrote
fucking look.
all 8 pages of it.
He couldn't even remember the name of the fucking character. Look, I've been stoned before, folks. I know a stoner when I see one.
He's stoned.
And I know a stoner who forgets to A, how to read like Rob did.
Rob.
Or B, forgets how to think. And if you see one that forgets how to think, that shit is hilarious.
He probably thinks that he's pausing for dramatic effect and then completely forgot what he was pausing about.
I think he just didn't remember. He had to look at the page. He's that fucking stoned. I'm not saying he's not a really interesting writer or what. He's an interesting guy. I definitely would hang out with him. That's for sure. This sold me. I bet you he'd be a hilarious romp and he wouldn't even understand why.
He's like a Carl Pilkington. He's like a stoner version of Carl Pilkington.
Yeah, that's a great example right there. Yeah, he's so dense he doesn't understand that he's kind of the butt of the joke, but at the same time just entertaining on his own.
We're not trying to be mean here though. I mean, it's just
I'm genuinely entertained by this. Like,
yeah, no, I'm not kidding when I said I love this guy, and I know he's destroying one of my favorite properties, but still, it's hilarious.
Stephanie Little Page, $1.49.
I don't have the thing up to see what the sticker was, but thank you so much. I'm assuming it's probably something laughing.
It's a unicorn, rainbow unicorn.
Doomacorn! We're doomed. We've been doomacorned.
Derpicorn.
I know derpicorns out there too, but the doomacorns are taking over, I heard. They're going to kill us all. No, Clint Howard's actually very intelligent.
Oh, yeah. He's cool.
And he knows when he's trying to be funny. No, Clint Howard was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
He's 420 and a fanboy. It's amazing adventures. Oh, yeah. See, I've heard good things about Cavalier and Clay. So, I mean, I can't say that, but.
Somebody last time I flew back from Colorado, somebody was on the plane reading one of his books, Shaban's books. So he's pretty popular, I guess, you know. Unbelievable. This is
Clint Howard's a fucking
he's a piece of work.
He's amazing. He's a national treasure. Howard, we should start taking a moment every day to just remember how much of a beautiful human being he is.
Clint Howard?
Oh, you see my fat ass in there now.
Oh, whatever.
And Rob's head, big bald head.
You're almost as tall as Clint Howard.
I look hunched. Clint's all relaxed.
He's like, that's a great fucking view.
Yeah, we have the giant room in Vegas.
It's the Midnight's Edge presidential suite. Is like
I had like a 180 view of Las Vegas all around there. Yeah, like it went from this is just the kitchen area, like right around here is like this edge, and it goes all the way around the living room in through the bedroom all the way to the bathroom is where it went. It was amazing.
There were 2 bathrooms too.
Yeah, and there's 2 bathrooms. There's one when you first come in, and then there's this big, huge bathroom, yeah. With a little bathroom in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know when you have too much shit.
Rooms, so.
Huh?
The Rio's got really nice rooms. I mean, it's off.
Yeah, actually, for the price, definitely.
Yeah, if you don't mind being off
Oh,
strip,
yeah.
if Vegas ever opens again.
Well, when we were talking about, before it got canceled and we didn't get in anyway to CinemaCon, that's what I told Andre. I'm like, the cheaper place to stay would probably be the Rio. I mean, and we just rent a car.
Yeah, but instead of renting a car and parking and walking all the way from the Rio to your car, walking all the way to Caesars, just stay over at Flamingo and just walk up and over. Because Flamingo's right there, and don't rent a car, just stay across at the Flamingo.
The casinos got closed. What are the odds?
No, they are closed.
He was making a pun.
Sometimes I can't help myself. Sorry.
Shit. Was there anything else we missed? I know there was a lot of news to catch up on, but I think we caught up on the grand scheme of it. What else did you tease in the intro, Rob? There's going to be a bunch of streaming. I know there's going to be a bunch of movies coming on streaming in the next week or so. Sonic and Bad Boys are getting pushed to the 31st. And Sonic, that's a whole 2 months ahead of time because it was originally slated to hit digital, I think, on May 1st or something like that, or April 21st or something like that. And then May 21st is when it finally hits Blu-ray. It's still set for that date for Blu-ray, but the digital would be early on the 31st, along with a bunch of other movies. Bad Boys got moved up from April. Shit like that. God, what else got moved up? There's a few other ones I can't remember now. But yeah. Well, we'll see if anything interesting pops up there. I don't know. I want to see Bad Boys, but I don't want to pay for it twice. Because the only one that's been all these
time on our hand.
Well, all these new ones. Here's the thing: all these new ones, like Invisible Man, it's $19.99 just to rent. Onward is one you pay $19.99 for, and you get to keep it. But yeah, so a lot of them have been to rent. Some of them have been to keep. It's just it's a veritable, depending on the studio, I guess. So, and actually, I was working on a bit earlier. We may have something coming out about that soon. I'm sure Andre will rewrite the whole thing. Dashbat Bastard sent us $2. Good or bad, it's kind you shared love with us. Hail Mecca. Or LV, Las Vegas. Yeah.
Oh my
God. We did our best. The internet sucked out there, though. So that was one of the big things.
That was the problem. Was the well, it was okay on the convention.
The internet, yeah. Well, probably the signal didn't reach all the way up to the higher rooms,
Yeah.
That was the other problem I had too. Is like, I would first of all you have to pay for so much or whatever, and then or have to keep signing in for when you get your room or whatever, and you have to do it like every 24 or 48 hours. I couldn't remember what it was, and so if I was up in the other room, I couldn't get it to log in. But as long as I was logged in, I was fine. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and like all of our rooms were on different towers too.
Yeah, way up there. But oh well, it was still nice. It had its ups and downs. Was there anything else to cover? I think we got it all. I'm sure we missed something. But
I think we're done.
I think we're done. That's right.
We probably did, but
Ryu or Ryu Stu says, hit that like button. Please do. Let the algorithm know that you're here. Make your mark. You know how it is. And yeah, share the stream out or
it seems YouTube is prioritizing live streams now.
Oh, our revenue for last month was garbage. It was trash. I ain't gonna be able to pay the bills. So, I can't complain because, it's YouTube job, but still, it is what it is. Yeah, Captain Robert April, you missed the Ahsoka talk. That was right at the front of the show, so you'll have to back that up. Bag it up, bag it up, bag it and bag it up.
Moment. All right, everybody. Hey, everybody, tell Script Doctor, tell them where to find you.
You can find me streaming with you guys over at Midnight's Edge After Dark. It's always a blast, especially the discovery of Michael Chabon reading stories. That did not see that coming. I'm grateful for that. You can also find me on Twitter at ScriptDoctorPhD, and I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/ScriptDoctor, where I am currently in the knee deep in my review for episode 9 of Picard.
Stig?
Usually on Mary's channel, I guess, and sometimes I'm on John Talks or Chris Knight's channel, or I've been here a few times too.
Cool.
Other than that, I just have a tiny little YouTube channel with a few videos I made from peer pressure.
Yep.
You know, all of a sudden I had 200 subs and no videos. So I had to.
That shit happens, yo.
Yeah. So, just a normal fellow from Norway.
It might not be because, I keep showing your videos on here or anything.
I don't know.
Speaking of, Stig's got a new video out. Let's watch it.
You're to blame for that one. And it's a silly video.
But you know what? It's not very long, so we can watch it real quick. And it's
Please don't.
You don't want to watch it?
I don't want to hear my own voice. I hate it.
Plug your ears for like 1 minute and 53 seconds. Because I love this. This is hilarious. And I don't know if what we're doing is so much important, Dash Fat Bastard. I appreciate that, but I hope at least we can keep people company in these messed up times. But fine, I'll be nice. I won't play it. But yeah, Stig's got a new top 5 up over on his page. So here's the link. Go ahead and check it out. There you go. Is that better, Stig? Does that make you happier?
Yeah, I never watched them again. So
all right.
I spent 4 minutes making them. And then I'm off the hook for 2 months, right?
Yeah, until next time I bug you.
No.
When are you going to give me a new top 5? Yeah, that's the truth. The togetherness matters. And like I said, I don't want to pretend like we're any more important than anybody else's channels, or especially like, things that are important, like the real news when people get information that they need and stuff like that, But yeah, so Rob,
now somebody's gonna say that you admitted that you're fake news or something.
Well, no,
but like the global sort of, yes.
We're not fake news.
We're not CNN, we're not NBC, we're not ABC, we're not TNN, TNT, PBS, the Playboy Channel, though we wish we were.
I met Dan Kane of who used to be on Playboy Channel years ago. He works for a radio TV station up in Hartford, and I said to him, Dan, between you and me, can I ask you something? You miss working for the Playboy Channel? He says, like you wouldn't believe.
Right?
I miss it more than you could possibly ever know.
Why you got to remind me of my past when it was better?
All right.
You're just like your brother that time.
Yeah, but at least
mention something.
What?
I bought a DeLorean.
You did?
And I intend to drive. Yeah, I intend to drive it from time to time.
Huh.
I bought an attack helicopter on Auto Online. So now,
like you bought a real one, or are you just kidding?
He's kidding.
It was a pun.
Oh, I didn't catch it.
From time to
Driving
time
it
back
from
to
time to
Oh,
time.
God darn it! Screw you!
All right, Mecca, tell everybody.
He got me. Finally, he got me.
Mecca, tell everybody about yourself.
YouTube and YouTube and Twitch sometimes.
Yeah. And I gotta apologize for killing Kenny Rogers.
Well, he didn't know when to hold him or when to fold him.
Well, no, I ended up singing Kenny Rogers on karaoke. Remember?
Oh yeah.
That'll work for Ethan.
Huh?
That's a
Really
big
works
gamble.
for Ethan. He's the only person who kills celebrities.
I always have this bad habit. Okay. Like when I either talk about a celebrity or certain thing like that, it just always seems to follow me. It never fails. Like one of my oldest jokes to my buddy was Michael Jackson died until the day Michael Jackson died.
All right. Well, don't. You only got 2 Beatles left, Tom. So
I won't joke about the Beatles. All right. I won't say a fucking word.
Imagine that.
Damn it, Stig!
Well, John's already gone, so he's already left.
I know. I was just being a shit.
All right.
That was a perfect place to end it. That was like a sitcom ending there. You should have just ended it.
Yeah. We'll catch you next time.
Wrong button, Rob.
Your yapper.